So I do this show called The Soundstage, and it's about Chinese music, and we do one episode a week, roughly. And it's about local Chinese bands, and every episode is about one band, and we interview them, and then they play a song. Well, the first time I came was 6 years ago. I was a student. I came for summer vacation to teach English in Zhejiang province. And I think after that, that's when I decided that this is where I wanted to be. And then I came here a year later to study in Beijing, and that's when I was sure. That's when I was like, I definitely want to come here. This is where I need to be. To a lot of foreign people, they have a completely different concept of what China is today than what the reality is. People read about China in the news, and they know that it's developing and that it's modernizing and all these things, but they still don't really know what it's like. They still imagine, the straw hats and people on bicycles and Mao Zedong, but they have no idea what modern China is. And even someone like me who studied Chinese, you'd think I would know a little bit more, but I didn't either. When I came here, I had no idea that there was music here, other than Erhu or something. I still remember I went and saw a jazz band once in Hangzhou in 2007, and I was amazed. It was one of the best concerts I've ever seen, just because I'm like, wow, there's amazing jazz music in China. I never imagined it. And then in Beijing, I saw these great rock bands, these young kids playing awesome music. I just thought, this is the coolest thing in the world, So when I started at CRI, I was a copy editor, and I made a PowerPoint presentation about doing a video show about music, because personally I think there's so much great music here and people don't know about it. I pitched the idea, and they were kind of skeptical at first, but then eventually they let me run with it. So right now it's me and Wang Buwei, and he's the cameraman, and he also helps me with editing. And then we'll get some interns to help with translation and stuff like that, and calling bands and whatever. But for the most part, it's just me and Wang Buwei, who's really my partner. We try to make one episode a week. It doesn't always work out. Musicians aren't the most reliable people, so sometimes things get changed around. But we try to do one a week. Well, of course, if I could get someone like Wang Lihong on my show, I would love that. But that's probably not very realistic right now, so I'm just looking for bands that are new and Chinese, of course. I think the biggest problem I face with the show is that I have a different concept of rock music than the Chinese bands. And sometimes I feel that the episode I've made, then later I'll talk to them, oh, did you see it? What did you think? And they're like maybe they didn't really understand my meaning, or they didn't think it was cool or something. So I'm still trying to figure out what the Chinese bands want, because I'm not sure if we have the same idea of what they think the show should be. And for example, the second episode we did was about a band called Lone Wormwood, or Dikuai, and they recently won a mainstream media award in China, which is pretty cool. But anyway, so we did an intro for them, and in the intro, I was kind of making a joke saying that they weren't really famous, and that I wanted to party with them and go crazy in the hotel room, yeah, and hey, let's get really drunk and be crazy, right? Because in America, we think that's what rock stars do. But in China, I don't know if they understood that, and maybe they think I insulted them and said oh, you're not famous, haha, we want to laugh at you, look how poor you are. But that's not the meaning at all. I wanted to show that they're authentic, that they're real, that they don't care about some stupid party, that they want to play real music. So that's why I did that, to make them look cool. But maybe they thought, I was making fun of them. So I don't think they really got the joke. If you want to make a quality show, we need more time. So we're still kind of figuring out all that because it's new.